I just got back in my room from the second ceremony about, I'm going to say 30 minutes ago, 35 minutes ago. And I just wanted to make a quick video because I literally have yoga in less than 3 hours, so I need to get a couple hours of sleep. I just want to say I went in open, and just like the night before, I thought I was prepared for it until it hit me. And for anyone who wants to see beyond the veil, like I have wanted, I can honestly say I thought I was prepared, but all the things I saw and now know, I could have never imagined. Saying, what is this? And then I'm looking and I'm seeing creation, I'm seeing the lines, I'm seeing the matrix, I'm seeing this, and I'm just like, oh my God. Welcome back to my channel. That sounds really, really strange, but as my daughter was making fun of me for making these videos, I realized I don't say that. And I don't know how long this video making thing will continue, but I might as well treat this like an authentic channel, because it is. And I realized I also have not been introducing myself. So my name is Vivian. Most people are going to call me Viv or Riv, Illy, sometimes V. And I have started making these videos based upon my ayahuasca experience while at Rythmia, a life advancement center. It has taken me a while to finally get to this third video talking about my second night, because I'm gonna say it's gonna be for all kinds of reasons, but the truth is I think it's just still hard for me to process. And I won't say hard, but it was such a interesting night, and I kept trying to like get all my notes together. Excuse me. I wasn't recording. I have been talking for like 10 minutes and I wasn't recording. Okay, as I'm looking, okay. I had stopped because I need to go get some water and now I'm back. So, I don't even know what I said, but that's just the whole thing of this video. I do know I said I wanted this to be one long recording besides that other cutaway. I just wanted to be as authentic as possible. That is something I just always wanted to be. I wanted to show up authentic. I get the aesthetics of the way things should be and all that jazz. I get it. So, but I just want this to be just one long video. Of course, that helps me with not having to cut away, but I'm trying to think of it as like a podcast, and they're not doing starts and stops. It is a just a conversation. And where I stopped before was just talking about, I was trying to get my notes together, and I was listening to a podcast today that had Preston Smiles on it. The channel, because I was watching it on YouTube, Ziva Meditation. He was just saying how, of course, us trying to get stuff, things that we want taken care of, but we start doing all these other things that will not help. Now, mind you, I do think my notes help because of trying to help me have some type of structure, even though they still are very, very chaotic. That I was still so just stuck on my notes have to be this way. But I think it was, like I said, just because of day 2 being such a transformative day for me, and what it was about day 2. I remember saying before I left that, man, I'll be so upset if I don't have any visions, and yeah, day two. I apologize if I repeat anything that I've said before. I honestly just even sitting here thinking about this night and the different things that I know that I'm going to share. My perspective, what I saw, the truth of this reality. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I can tell that my mind, that ego part of me, is just kind of like all over the place. It's giving SpongeBob running around, things burning up on fire, like in his mind. It's a lot of things. And the perfectionist in me wants things to be this structured. And as I'm looking at my notes, and I just know that it's gonna be not. So, whatever. Okay, so you remember from the first night, there was a gentleman that was there, and that triggered me. I said, okay, this night we're going in. If we see him, we're gonna have this conversation, just because anything that scares me, I'm going to be running towards. That is what I told myself. And every night I'm writing that I'm open. So if it's something that I want to say, I should say it to that person. This is something I want to do, I should go out for it, even if I'm scared. The thing is, the world utilizes fear to keep us in this box. They want you to stay scared. If you are scared to do things, scared to wander, I feel that that's going to keep you exactly where they want you to be. They, ask DJ Khaled who they is. But, oh my God, I just did something that is my child. She was making fun of me for it. Now I see it. Anyways. All right. So a few points that I wrote down in my notebook before going into night 2. That our instructor told us is just keep trusting the process. I know sometimes there's envy of others based on the experiences that they're having, and maybe things are not happening in the way that we want them to. So just keep trusting the process, okay? Keep trusting the process. You got to feel to heal, and that's something I've been realizing since before Rythmia. I've been on this healing journey and really deep self-introspection, getting very close to our Creator and learning more about me and the truth inside of each and every single one of us. And you have to feel to heal. When we stuff things down, pressing it down, that's how a lot of us got depressed, having a lot of anxiety. I know the panic attacks and things like that. So when things come up, which like the triggers, how does this make me feel? So really like leaning more into that. Leave it all on the table. I would tell myself, I'm like, this trip costs a lot of money. And I'm changing my mindset now. But it's like, who knows when I will have this money for this again. So we're here. We're here to do the work. So let's go. Leave it all on the table. Leave it all on the table. I'm like the first night where every time something came up, I was closing myself over, and I was like, no. I still didn't regret anything that happened on that first night, so I'm still in the process of leaving it all on the table. This is very important, and I didn't realize me writing this down would be helpful for me that night. It's okay to ask for help. Best time to ask for help is when I feel the need to ask for help. I don't know if he just knew I was gonna need to know that, but it's okay to ask for help. We grew up in a world that teaches us to be extremely independent in how we shouldn't ask for help. Keep also looking at my camera because I'm like trying to make sure that the recording is still happening. Asking for help. The spiritual team, they're gonna let you do your thing. Like you throwing up crime, they're gonna let you do your thing unless you're, disrupting other people, and they're kindly, either ask you to chill or they'll help you outside, escort you wherever you need to be so you can continue your process, but also not mess with anybody else. But they don't always just know that you need help unless you're really going through it at some point. Keep that in mind. But ask for help. All you have to do is, they say, raise your hand, and they'll see you. They know. Or if not, it's been a minute, raise your hand and just say help. Okay, and then it said I had deja vu in class. Oh, the deja vu in class. The deja vu in class is the fact that I felt like I was already there. It just hit me super hard. Like, okay, this is something that has already occurred. I'm doing this again. And it's like, okay, I already been here. And I kept feeling like I had to keep telling myself, I'm here. This is happening. This is real. It was a very interesting experience. Then he was also telling us how, after hours like that night, the first night I went back to my room, he was saying most people stay for a bit afterwards. You can actually stay in the Maloka up until yoga. So in the Maloka, they have, of course, the ceremonies. They have yoga, the breath work, meditation, and dancer liberation. Sacred things are held inside of the Maloka. So that was it. All right, y'all. Going deeper, the masculine night. So night 2 of me taking ayahuasca. Didn't know, like, there was no preset number of how many cups. Remember, it is don't think, drink. If you can hear it and you can actually walk or crawl, you get on up and you just take the medicine, okay? Being that this was a more masculine night for me, I was nervous as all get out. Because, as I spoke about before, the issues with my dad. I'm saying issues with my dad is because he's not here. He passed away. And looking for love in men. The giving of myself when I felt like that was all that I had to offer. And even then, I felt like I wasn't even good enough for that. So I was really, really super nervous about that, and how after my first marriage, I really stepped into this extremely masculine energy, like heavy. So it's like, hell, I'm thinking all kinds of shit gonna come up. So here we go. And this is a shout out to a friend. She knows who she is. That night, I don't know why, but I guess because of my whole meltdown of crying at the breakfast table that morning, she came over to me as I sat on my mattress. Because the night before, I didn't have a mattress. It was just in the middle. I wanted a mattress that I could like sit up on the wall, so that way when I took the medicine, my back could be, just sit up. I can meditate a little easier. She came over to me and she gave me this wonderful, loving, light-filled hug that just said, good luck tonight, you're gonna do great. And I gave her a little back, but I was like, thank you. So thank you always for that. That hug really set me out for the rest of the night. And so I have here, and it's just about talking to the gentleman, if I was able to speak to him, just about how his existence triggered something in me, and being attracted to someone, it brings a lot of vulnerability. That's why I think a lot of people don't like being attracted to someone, because it makes you vulnerable. Because when you like someone, your attention is on someone, you don't know how they feel about you, it actually opens the heart to me, and I don't always feel safe with my heart open, and I don't like it. So that's why it's triggering. It's okay, it's triggering. It's because I'm open to something that isn't, I don't know the full outcome. And the truth is, anything we decide to do, we don't know the full outcome of it. So it's gonna be scary. And if we stay away from everything that scares us, I just feel that type of life is super limited. And I'm not gonna wait until another life to enjoy things. So here we go. Okay. So first night, show me who I've become. The second night was really about, for me, healing my heart, emerging my soul. Because those are the other two. So I was like, let me focus on this. I was like, I am open to throwing up. We are not going to have a whole thing with my head and my heart about throwing up. If my body wants to throw up, we're just going to do it. If ayahuasca is saying, baby girl, we need to throw up, that's what's going to happen. We just have to do it. Okay. So, they do, the prayer over the medicine. I think I said this before, but I absolutely love listening to them sing, pray, chant over the prayer. It's beautiful, and I feel it in my being. Like, I feel like I can just listen to that anytime, all the time. So I love that. And as I sat there, I'm like, breathing again, like, we got this, Viv. Whatever happens, whatever happens, whatever happens. So when they call for the cup, I'm like, let's do it. Let's go. So I got up quickly. I went over to, I believe it was the lead shaman, and you know, my intentions, here we are. Take my cup. I was looking to see if I still had it around me, but I don't. Sorry. No. I take it, go back to my mattress, and I sit back up against the wall. Have all the windows open now, no air, just open. So it's like you're in nature. In the Maloka. And I forgot the lovely goddess fairy lady, she also knows she is, that was sitting next to me. We had a great conversation before as well. I just say her energy was wonderful. So I'm so glad that I laid next to her that night. I have zero concept of time this night. I don't know. I don't know, which kind of is helpful that this is kind of chaotic, because it really, I'm not gonna be able to tell everything in order because I have no idea. And I always say that time is relative because it is a truth. We all experience it in different ways, and just don't know. I was absolutely outside of time and space this night. All right, so I take my cup, sitting up. The medicine, like, I'm just tell you how it goes, all right? For me, this is Vivian's perspective. Taking it, it's thick, coats your mouth. It starts going down because I'm sitting up, and it is, I just feel it like expanding inside of me. And I was talking to someone about this the other night. So think of it as, like, you know, the commercials of when they pour the Drano down and then it starts adhering to everything. That's how it feels. Like, I feel it when it's in my stomach. I feel it as it expands. I feel it as it's working out. Like, it is grabbing hold to every part of me. So I'm just like, okay. And I start breathing. And I think I took a little bit of water and I started swishing it out. Spit it out in a bucket. And I don't know how long things were, because I started feeling it rapidly. And that's the thing, every night I was frustrated because I feel like the medicine worked on me so fast. And even though I may seem calm or something, I'm not, because I can feel it inside of me. I'm just really good. I've had to do this for years. Just sometimes like people can tell, and sometimes they can't. They might think I'm good and I'm absolutely horrible. So on the outside I look calm, but on the inside everything is like just doing what it do. And I move slowly. I start moving closer to the edge of the bed. You know, the bucket is at the feet. So I'm like, okay, I feel like it's gonna be a throw up night. That's definitely gonna happen. But I'm breathing, and I start leaning over the bucket slowly. You know, when it's like you throw up and things just start to build up, I can feel that a little bit. And so every time it happens, I'm just leaning over and I'm spitting it out. Another thing for me was, I would say, visions. If I don't see them with these two eyes, like with my eyes wide open, if I don't see something coming to me, like it's goes, if I can feel this book, then it's not a vision. Okay, so if I can see with these two eyes, it's not a vision. And whatever. So I start feeling all these things inside of me, and like just working, and I'm like on my hands and knees, like kind of rocking back and forth, like, oh my God, like I feel it, and I'm spitting. Take a little tissue, wipe my mouth, put it on side of the bucket, because you know I'm not supposed to put it in the bucket. And I'm just like, things are happening. Like, things are happening. And in my mind, I'm just like, I gotta get this out of me. And I start just feeling like me talking to me and like, girl, this gotta come up. Like, and I'm like, oh, and like just letting it like drool come out. And I'm like, this gotta come up. And I just feel me saying like, we gotta throw up all this masculine energy. We have to throw up any man that we've ever been with, any connection that we've had to men from my first time to recent, and we have to throw it up. And so I was like, okay, okay, let's do it. So I'm leaning and I'm over, and then all of a sudden, baby, because when it's ready to go, it's up, and then it's like as soon as I'm like, let's go, let's throw up this these men, it starts coming out. And baby, it starts coming out like a purge of things. And then, oh God, like this is like the beginning. And everything moves so fast. I start shivering so bad, like shaking, and I'm like, it is like, I can't really hear because the way that I'm gagging and I'm throwing up is like in a pose like this, and then it's just coming out and I'm shaking. Like, I'm pretty sure I probably was farting and stuff. I don't know, because it was so violent in the throwing up, violent, and I'm shaking and I'm like, baby, I don't know how I felt like them people teleported to me, because for a hot second, there was a spiritual team around me, fanning me like crazy, telling me, sister, find your breath. And I'm just like shaking and throwing up and doing, and I'm like, and I remember, they're like, when you throw up, look in the bucket and ask, what is this? And as soon as I asked, what is this, my vision exploded with sacred geometry in the bucket, everywhere. And then, like, it's weird. I'm gonna say it's weird, it's strange, it's crazy, a lot, because it's not of this reality, okay? Don't know who was around me, don't know the shaman that was in front of me or whoever it was a gentleman. I just remember him just saying, sister, find your breath. And I'm trying, I'm like, I'm laughing because I'm trying to reenact it. I'm trying to breathe, but I realize I'm breathing way too fast, because maybe when I look to the side, the bottom of everything is now gone. And all I see is a grid. And I am seeing every single thing a grid. And I just say out loud, what is this? And I try to back away and leave, but they like holding me and they're fanning me and they're like, sister, find your brother. But I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm like, what is this? And so, because I am seeing creation. I am seeing the paradigm of everything. And it's like, it's a truth knowing. It is not some made up stuff. And I know I get it. You're just hallucinating. There's a difference, because I had some hallucinations. I've had some other things that we'll get into. But this is in a fact of knowing that I am where creation is started, where our creator has created everything, like of the way things is, it is gridded out. So I'm going to put some pictures, I'm kind of just talking slow, different pictures and things that I've saw on the documentaries that I've seen after this, that I've been watching. I'm like, that's that. So like when we talk about sacred geometry on Gaia and the net of Indra, the netters and the way when the universe is zoomed all the way out, how it's all connected. This is stuff I saw that I know I had not seen before, but it's a knowing of things that I knew to be true. So, and I say, I'm telling you, these people have powers. Because, okay, at first I was on my knees, but then I'm like sitting back on my legs and, you know, kind of rocking slowly. Finding my, because he kept saying, like, they're blowing me. There are plenty of spiritual showers that's happening up on me right now. It felt like, yeah, demon exorcism type of thing. And in that moment, I was like out of my body, but also very much aware of my body. It was more of a expanded type of feeling, still in, but of everywhere. So I'm feeling all of this, and I'm aware of my body, and I'm listening to him, you know, pray. And he's like, sister, find your breath. I've never been so calm when somebody says sister to me ever. So, sister, find your breath. And like, they're fanning me, and I'm still, and I'm just like, mind you, every time I try to open my eyes, it was just dark. But when my eyes were closed, I saw everything. It was the truth of actually seeing with third eye, behind the veil, and I saw everything. And yes, I'm seeing sacred geometry all over the place. I'm seeing colors and wheels spinning. I'm in the grid. I have this awareness of this being here, which later is like my soul. We have so many different type of energy bodies. Our physical bodies, our aura body, you know, our chakra field. We have many. So like, it's like my higher self soul observing me, just being fully aware and like, yeah, yep, this is what we're supposed to be doing. This is where we're supposed to be. And eventually, my breathing gets extremely slower, and the fanning gets slower. And I just remember right before, like, as we're done, and I was just like, oh my God. And I just leaned back because of all the things that I am seeing. And that was just the beginning of everything. It's kind of like yeah, a beginning of everything. And they let me be, because I'm calm. And eventually I'm trying to, like, the entire night I am in visions of different things. So I'm trying to remember, like, there's points where I see myself in different timelines. I see myself, like, so think of, I'm gonna see if I can find the picture. I've been telling myself to do this multiple times, but if you've seen The Flash, the latest one, and there's these different scenes of him being in different timelines. God, I wish I could. I'm gonna find it eventually, but different timelines happening at once. Because I saw me before Rythmia, I saw me at Rythmia, I saw me at Rythmia again, I saw me at home, I saw me in a different life, but simultaneously. Like, different, like, it was all happening right then and there, but I saw me at different times. I saw all of that. And so that was interesting because I've done some quantum jumping. I understand the timeline thing, baby, y'all can think what you want, but it is 100% real. Like, different timelines. Yeah, that's real. I knew that already. And I'm sitting on my bed, and I can't remember the full structure of this, but I do know I was sitting back. My heart, it was very, I could tell that it was just like having different pain just chipped away at me, just chipped away. And I felt like this huge divine light just warm, okay? And my heart just started blooming. So I'm like, okay, healing my heart as I'm still having these visions, baby. And when I say having the visions, I'm also still, I continuously saw sacred geometry throughout the night. So just that is happening at all times, okay? So I'm healing up my heart. So I'm sitting up on the bed. My eyes are closed most of the night, so everything is, my eyes are closed, but they are wide open. So as I'm sitting up and my heart is just doing this thing, all of a sudden, I thought of someone. I'm not gonna say who, but I thought of someone, and I felt this pain right here, and I'm like, I know my head is moving, and so I look down, and I see this thing here that looks like a heart, but then there's like this little worm, a talking worm, and it was just moving around in my heart, and I'm like, what? I start talking to it. This is when they say the visions come from vision to consulting, because we start having a conversation, and I'm like, what is this? And then he's like, it's your heart. And I'm like, no, that's not my heart. My heart is over here, and I just got my heart healed. And it was like, no, that's not real. That was the heart that was given to you to help you through life, but that's not your heart. And I'm like, okay, so you're telling me I have two hearts? And it was like the worm, mind you, moving around in my heart. And I'm like, yep. And it was like, yep. And I'm like, well, why are you inside of my heart? And it was like, I'm eating on it. I'm like, so you're feeding on my heart? And I was like, yeah, it is actually still pure love, and I really love your heart, so I'm eating it. But it's time to actually give it to you now. And I'm so confused. And it's like, this is the heart that was inside of you, that was maturing when you was in your mom's womb. But with the type of things that you were gonna have to go through, it wasn't gonna be able to handle it. So we had to give you a heart. And you have to think of it as like AI, right? Like, so this mechanism that is gonna look like a heart, you're gonna really think it's your heart, because it's the only thing that can handle the type of hurt and pain that you're gonna go through. But it's time to give that up, and it's time to get your baby heart. And I'm like, but you're eating it. And it's like, nah, I know, but I'm here to help you. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't know if I was saying some of this stuff out loud. I don't think I was, but I think my mouth was moving, but it was happening in my head. So then it exits my heart and slowly climbs up here. I'm like, what are you doing? And the worm calls and it gives me a kiss, and then it comes back down. It's like, so we have to give your old heart back to the universe. You have to give it back to the creator. And then we'll move your other heart. So I'm like, okay. Now I know I'm doing this like on my mat. And it is blacked out, of course. And you know, it's Nova Silence, all that stuff. So I take it, my whole heart. I'm like, I gotta trust this worm that's been feeding on my pure heart over here. And then I feel like everything that the ayahuasca, Mother Ayahuasca, gives you visions in a way that makes sense to you sometimes. And it is, of course, metaphor, but I think of like soul, when the souls are going up to this bright light. That's what I was seeing. And so I'm taking my heart, and then we give it back to the creator, and then it just starts to disintegrate, like with love. I give it love, and I say thank you for being there for me. Thank you. And then as it's gone, and then the worm is like, it's time. And so I'm like, well, how am I supposed to get a heart that's basically over here in my shoulder and my chest? And it's like, we gotta move it. Like, and I'm like, duh. So okay, so take my hands, this is happening, and I have it here. And I feel like these beautiful vines, like vines of love in my hand, and we just slowly, like, I'm moving it, move it over here, and we get it here. Mind you, the heart also in my mind is looking like a baby in a womb. A baby in a womb. And I'm like, I'll be honest, I was scared because this is a new heart that hasn't been hurt. It doesn't know how this world is. It doesn't know the pain that can happen. So I was very scared, but Lauren said, it's okay. You have tools now, and you know the truth of the world, you know the truth of the universe. You have this beautiful heart, and no matter what comes your way, you know how to handle it. So then this great divine light comes down, and it just starts help growing my heart from this tiny little womb to this tiny, to like a kid Vivian sitting there in Indian style and like a nice little pose, and it's just filled with love and love and love and love. And I'm thinking, and in this part, because I was thinking like I don't want a hole here, so then those vines, they start like filling up, and these are green beautiful vines of growth, and they fill in that spot. So, and even though they're attached, so that way no darkness can come in, and understand how our shadow is a lot of the parts of us that we want to be able to show people, but we're told that we can't. So that's not that, but like I just don't want any pain to fill up that spot. So I had two hearts, and I felt now for real my heart has been healed, because now I have the heart that I was supposed to be born with, but I couldn't because I had to go through the things that I had to go through. So that was interesting. Another vision that I had, I was sitting there, and then all of a sudden these giant needles, like the giant syringes, okay, there was about 6 of them that came down from the universe, like 6 of them that came down, and they lined up my arm, like going all the way down, and they had this golden liquid in them, so had that injected into me. And I'm like, well, what is this? And then, you know, Mother Ayahuasca said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And then it took stuff out of me, and I'm like, I was like, it's nothing you need to worry about. Just know that you're being taken care of. And I'm like, okay. So these giant, and I'll say they're probably about the size of this, maybe twice the size of this, injecting this golden liquid into me, and then removing, I'll just say, toxicities out of me. So that got removed. And at one point when I was laying on my back and I was having visions, it was like these Aztec visions in a circle, and these different, I'll say, creatures were moving around in a circle, and I'm seeing all of these symbols of indigenous symbols. Is the best way I can describe it, because I have no idea, but they're very much giving Aztec type symbols, and they were all green. And I'm looking up because I'm on my bed. I'm like, well, what is that? And I'm like, no idea. And a lot of the creatures look at me, and they just still crawl around in their giant circle, and I'm just like, I have no idea what I'm going through right now, but this is interesting. So I kind of smile at it, and as I'm still seeing everything. And a couple times, like the ceiling of the Maloga, not there. It's just not there. And I remember, like with JK Ultra, she was having that, like when she was outside, it felt like she was inside, outside. I was having a lot of that because I was everywhere. Like, I'm not kidding when I say I was everywhere. That was very interesting to me. So this is all happening, and I'm like, I have no idea. I'm like, these visions, this is happening in hours. I'm just tapped out of whatever's happening around me. And I remember I had to go to the restroom, but there was no way I was going to be able to walk, because I'm also still going back and forth of being in the grid of creation at the edge of the universe and being in this room. So I raised my hand. This lovely lady comes up, I'm like, I have to go to the restroom. Can you help me? And y'all, that type of stuff is so hard. But I think the message from class about asking for help was exactly what I needed to hear. So she's walking me to the restroom. Actually, oh my God, there's a reason why I went to the restroom, not because of the restroom, not because I need to use the restroom, but I do need to use it. So, and the first night breath work, started cramping in my womb. Mind you, I don't have a uterus anymore. So I have ovaries, but no uterus. But I started cramping like I was gonna have a period. And then I have some traumas there. Traumas, I'm not going into the details of it. That is for me. And I just knew a lot of that I think was still in me because I didn't really heal from it. And so I started hearing, Mother Ayahuasca, higher self, all saying, we got to get rid of this. Just so you know, you need to go to the restroom and you need to get this out of your body. And I'm just like, say what? And it's like, yeah, you're going to have to birth out this drama. You have to birth out this stuff that I've gone through. And I'm just like, please don't tell me you're gonna have me in labor in this bathroom, because though I can't remember exactly the pain of labor, I just know that it hurt a lot. And I don't want to go through that. And I was like, you have to. It's like, you have to. So when I say they, I was saying they before and I didn't realize who they was. And they is absolutely Mother Ayahuasca, my higher self, telling me we got to let this go. And I want to say my ancestors were there, not just any ancestor, but my benevolent ancestors, my highest level spiritual guides. I knew that I needed to be at Rythmia. I knew that I needed to experience ayahuasca. That is a part of my journey. And I felt a great knowing, grounding, deepening, experiencing everything that I experienced while at Rythmia. So I'm thankful for that. So that's why I went to the restroom. No idea how long I was in the restroom. I was in and out of consciousness in the restroom. It's crazy that I felt so bad for the lady that was helping me, because she was also waiting outside the restroom, and I have no concept of what's happening. I just know I'm sitting on the toilet, thinking I need to poop or whatever, and one of the visions, like, my eyes are closed and I'm just like zoning out, eyes rolling back in the head type stuff. And I'm in this grid. This is a golden grid, so I'm definitely going to say this is a different dimension. So I definitely was flowing from different dimensions. And where this was, I did have the energy of higher beings. They also were trying, I don't know if it's specifically them, we'll get to that, but you know how you hear the ringing with one ear? I get that every now and again, or sometimes I lose my hearing for another heightened reason. And so both ears, loud and clear, I'm hearing this vibration, like this tuning in, and these muffled voices, they're trying to tune into me. Scared the shit out of me, not even gonna lie to you, because I'm like, bro, what? And I'm like, what? As I'm also still in this dimension. And with these, now I've also done a lot of work to where I know the right things to ask when other beings are trying to step in, trying to tap in. You know, it does take work to know what's good, what's bad, how to cast them away, how to send them back where they came from, because it's very possible for them to deceive you, certain ones. So this, I'm just like, still, it sounds crazy to me, but I'm just like, yo, what? And they're just still trying to tune in, and I'm hearing these muffled voices. Couldn't make out anything they were actually saying, but I know for a fact it was like my vibration were where they were, and they were trying to tune in. They were trying to tell me something. I'm also having this vision, and soon I start, it wasn't the pain, thank God. like giving birth, but I am having to give birth to the things I'm having to give birth to. And then these higher beings of light and love, like I know light and love, and they're like, we're gonna take this from you, and is going to be with us with love. This is something you do not have to worry about anymore. And mind you, in and out, she's like, Vivian, are you okay? And I'm like, and I remember telling her, I'm like, hey, I gotta take care of something in here because I don't know how long this is gonna take. I'm just like, I gotta take care of something in here. And at one point, I'm like leaned against the wall on the toilet, passed out for who knows how long, because I'm not sure of how long this process is taking. So I'm having these visions, these beings, they take, I didn't see any grays ever on any of the nights, but these are different dimensional beings. They take them, and they are now taking care of that for me. And that was a lot, because it was some things that I just never ever dealt with. And I'm thankful for that moment to where they had me, had my back and took care of me. So on this golden level of dimension, it's a golden grid, that's what I saw. Yeah, a golden grid where we were. So then, knock on the door, it's like, I think it's best for us to, for you to get fresh air and get out of there. So finally I'm like, okay. I get out the restroom and she's walking me back, and I'm like trying to whisper, and I'm just whispering to her, and I'm like, I'm having a tough time staying in this reality, in the real reality. And I was like, I thought I wanted to know the truth, and I'm just telling her, I'm like, I thought I was ready, and I'm not. I thought I wanted to know, but I'm not. And, they just let you talk, right? They're not trying to, this is what I'm processing, okay? And so she just gets me back to my bed. And at one point, because of me feeling like, wow, all the things that, I've been playing small for so long, and me being who I am, me having my power, does not take away from anyone else. It is me. So at some point, my back straightened up as I'm walking to the bed, and I'm like, yes, I do have powers. I have always had visions. My dreams have always been elaborate for a reason. I've always known that there was gifts deep inside of me. Ayahuasca's just bringing them up, and I just felt this sense of, yeah, I'm a new woman. I have these abilities, I have these powers, and let's go. So I get back to the bed. Y'all, I'm gonna just say this, because I'm gonna get into all the rest of the other visions. From the first to the second cup, they say it's an hour and a half. I say they say because at some point when I was on my mat and I heard them call for the second cup, I said, ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way they just now calling for the cup, because I just went through 6 hours of visions. Why they wait 6 hours to call for the second cup? I later realized that it was only an hour and a half. But everything that I was going through was so outside of our time, this paradigm, this bullshit of a reality that was created for us, this fog, this dream of the planet that has been created by, we have our creator, and everything is created in the mind of the all. But there are also different levels of beings, just like that live on different dimensions. And I know why Earth was created. And I also know things are just is, Things are just is. There are certain laws. I really love the Hermetic laws and their truth. But a lot of the stuff that we are forced to believe keeps us in that state of fear that I was talking about earlier. So, okay, that, I tell you this, when they called for the second cup, I heard it, and my mind was like, well, we gotta go. But then my heart, my soul was like, no, 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 you can't have a second cup. And I was like, yo, no, that is not what they told me. They said if I can hear it and I can go, then I have to go for the second cup. And then I would like try to get up, and then this hand had no control. It was like, no. I was like, but I have to. It was like, no. And then I had this vision of like just roots growing out of my body, planting me in the soul center of the earth, and said, you are not going. They said, if you have another cup, you won't stay in this reality. You just won't. What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? What am I, what I saw, what I experienced, I'm gonna want to stay. And so I didn't. I only had one cup, and truly that is all I needed, because the whole night I was in visions, the whole night. And I'm trying to think of, yeah, I went over the vibrations, restroom, passed out. Yeah, hard to walk, just going in and out of realities. The worm, sacred geometry, outside of the human experience. So I'll get into that part. I was having a lot of visions in different dimensions. So I remember talking to someone, telling them like, I want to know everything. But the truth is, I know that if I knew everything, if I had this ability, that there's a potential that I could use it for this ego that's deep, and not even deep, because our ego is right there. It only tries to protect us. But because of the ways I've been hurt, the ways I've been lied to, the things that I've had to deal with, I feel I would not use it in the best way. So it's probably good that I don't know the things I want to know. And that night, that ego showed up. So I'm having this vision, and there's a giant Vivian that is above and big of everything, and she's seeing everybody else smaller, and she is angry. Is that rage that I feel sometimes. Now mind you, there's me, and I am like, and we're in the creative field, we're in the grid, and I'm like, she's about to do it. She is about to end the universe. And I'm whispering, and I am saying this out loud, and I know I shouldn't, but I'm like, please don't do it. Me telling her, I'm like, please don't do it, don't do it. I'm like, girl, don't do it. And she's just looking out over everything, ready. Because it's like, these people don't know. They are lost. They don't believe in love. They think love has to be this thing. You have to know them. It's when everything is love. And I'm like, they don't get it. You know, they take their religion and they use it in such a damning way. All they do is condemn people and judge people, and you do this wrong, you do this wrong. And it's like, I'm gonna show them by killing them all. And I'm laughing because it's crazy, right? She's crazy. I tell her that I am no bigger. I am no special. We are no bigger. We are no special than anyone else. We didn't always see things the way that we see them now. We were in this specific paradigm. So I really had to be like, we are our own universe, just as every single person are their own universe. We're all connected. If I had saw the jewels of Indra before, this would have made sense, this vision, because then I started seeing every being all connected, just as the jewels are. And I looked at giant ego Vivian that's gonna kill everyone. I looked at me, And she felt love for me, thank God. And she started to get small. And we all got on the same level as everybody else. And I realized that all of us are all connected. The Creator has given us these life opportunities, these incarnations to expand, to grow, to love, and to, I'll say, find the truth of who we are, to connect with Source. And no matter what you want to call it, as long as it is of love, beauty, and intelligence, of the thing is, it's also love when the universe is tapping on our shoulder. Hey, that is not going to benefit you. Hey, it's not really going to give you the results you want. And then it's like, all right, you wanted to see, here you go. So it's not doing it in a malicious way. And what is good, what is bad, okay? What's the law of polarity? I'll look that up. So that was one. I also had visions of talking to my kids' higher selves. That was interesting to me. I talked to different Vivians on different timelines of prosperity and the different things that was coming our way, the type of abundance that was coming our way. And then the way, and I have to go back to this, especially when I'm feeling down. I saw creation from this my point, but from behind the eyes of the Creator, and the way that the Creator has created us to make the choice of if we want to go this way or that way. You have that choice. The thing is, we're always thinking about hell and afterlife. The description of hell is the world we're living in now as a whole, of suffering, okay? I just don't believe you have to continue to suffer to get your happiness at the end of the tunnel. I think we can have our happiness in this life, but it's all about the choices that we make. You know, what world are you going to choose to live in? So I've been talking a lot. And what else for me? And all this is a perspective for me. And anytime I'm talking to someone or talking to you, I vision it is talking to me. So if I say you, I'm talking to Vivian you. If I say I, I'm talking to Vivian I'm talking about Vivian. And when I say we, I'm saying Vivian and I. So no matter who watches this video, if I say you, just know I'm talking to me. And if it resonates, cool. If it don't, please go on about your business, okay? I truly understand what unconditional love is now after this. The way that I can see me and everybody else, and the thing is about when we judge someone or we see something in someone, that's a mirror. Everybody is in our life to mirror back something in us. I think everyone has a purpose as to why they're in our life. Now, if one's like, I don't do that or I don't do that. What is it that you see in that person? Whatever you're seeing in that person is you. Whether it's your definition of good, your definition of bad. So what is good and bad? You know, different degrees. Some people believe that, some people don't. I remember I always used to say to this one person, I just loved her light. I always comment on her videos like, I love your light, I love what I see. And she says, thank you. But it's just like, whatever you see in me, you see in you. And I think that in turn, it really helped me love everybody better. And as a whole, being Aquarius, I always say that I love humanity, but individuals, sometimes still, I feel like, I don't know. But I really understood what unconditional love is after that night of seeing people. It's just to love, like feel this deep feeling of love, being cradled in God's arms, to know it all is indescribable. And I remember afterwards, I was talking to the same teacher. He came over and checked in on me. And I was just like, oh my God. I felt bad because I only had one cup. And I was just like, I only had one cup. And like, I started crying like, oh my God, really? I'm not alone. And then I was like, I always have this thing with love. And it's like, as soon as I tell somebody I love them, that they think it's weird or it has to be this way and that way. And that's when a lot of times people run away. But it's like, I do love everyone. I love everybody here. And he was like, Vivian, I love you. Like truthfully, like I felt this. And he was like, I get exactly what you're saying. Like, you don't have to feel alone in this. So other things that came up for me was, oh my God, knowing this paradigm and how creation is, and it is like a game, a video game thing. I'm like, I remember saying this, I'm talking out loud. I'm like, this is a joke. And like, I start hysterically laughing. Like, this is a fucking joke. And I'm not saying it as in I can go out and do whatever I want, because I do, but no matter what, there's still, you can do whatever you want. That is a fact. But also a fact that there are repercussions to it, okay? Doing whatever you want doesn't mean that you can get away with it, okay? But so I'm laughing and I'm like, this is a joke. Like, it's a joke as in, why do I give a damn about what anybody say? Why do I give a damn about how many likes I have? Why do I give a damn how many views I have? Why do I give a damn if somebody likes me or not? Why do I give a damn if someone thinks I'm clingy, if someone thinks that I'm not skinny enough because I'm fat as hell, and that's okay? My dark circles, my discoloration, all the things that I know I look in the mirror and that I'm not happy with. My saggy breasts, all this. Why do I care if someone's like, her butt's not big enough, she don't look the way I want? Then you're just not for me and I am not for you. And that is okay, because all these different things that we have made up, as humans, don't matter. They just don't fucking matter. What matters is our connection with the Creator and how we are of service to people in a loving way. Love is, baby. And then sometimes it's not even just love. It's just, it is what it is. It just is what it is. I even talk to demons. I remember talking to them and I'm just like, I actually called them because I was just like, hey, I want to speak to some demons. And I remember seeing them and they were like, and it's not the vision that everybody always thinks. I have to pop my back. But I'm just like, why do y'all do what you do? And they're just like, we're demons. It's just what we do. It's not like, it's not personal. Isn't that crazy? And I'm just like, that makes sense. You're just doing what you're doing. And they're like, yeah. I was like, okay. Went on about their business, okay? I'm looking over here because, like I said, my notes are chaotic. Remember how beautiful the experience of seeing the truth is. I wrote that down in my notes in quotation for me because I knew when I got back to work and I got back around negative people, I work with the public, how that was going to affect me mentally. And so remember how beautiful the experience of seeing the truth is. The love I started to feel is every time I heard somebody puking their guts out, I would reach out in the dark and I'm like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. I love you. And throw up, oh my God, throwing up, oh, they're throwing up. I'm like, oh, like, I was in love with the entire experience. I was in love with the music, in love with the smoke, in love with everything. Everything was just bliss. And I was laying on the mattress and I felt, I'm imitating, laying on the mattress and I feel exactly what it's like to be of the Creator. And I'm like, my eyes are closed and I'm moving around the bed. I had to like calm down because things was getting a little too exciting. even though, you know, I'm a sexual and sensual advocate. So I'm all for that, and I understand that creative, that dense energy is of our God. And I'm just like, this feels so good. I'm like, this feels juicy. It feels like biting into a peach and it's running down your chin. It feels blissful. It feels everything. And I've felt bliss before. I've done these energy work with a friend of mine, and I would be going through all this pain, crying, and then all of a sudden I get into this explosive, delicious, blissful feeling, and it is a lot. That's what I can say, but it feels incredible. And so I'm moving around like, chill. I remember at one point, because I was talking out loud, like, you know, I told you I was feeling in and out of the building, in and out of the Maloka. I was laughing, I was talking to myself. And so the same girl that came over, she was like, Vivian, I'm gonna need you to use your inner voice. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, I thought I was outside. And so she's like, it's okay. Man, every time they talk to you, calmness. Which brings me to, there was a point I was trying to extract this growth, this thing, this giant disgusting worm outside of my body, and I kept trying and tugging, and I could and it was like at the end it was like a tail, like just stuck inside of me. And then I raised my hand and I asked for help, and I was like, hey, I just have this worm and I'm trying to get it out of me, but it just won't go. And she was like, sister, maybe you should just stop trying. When it's time for it to go, it's gonna go. And then I immediately like went, oh, you're right. I was like, you're so wise. I love you all. And she's like, she smiles and she going by her business. But I just said, it made all the sense of the world. So as I'm still steady going through visions, I could feel that creature just getting smaller and smaller and smaller, dissipating inside of me, like going away, like getting out of my body, healing my body, cleansing my body. And also that night, I just was like, anything that comes out of me, I am so thankful for it, because that is purging. That's me getting it outside of myself. Oh yeah, healing around my neck and shoulders. So I felt extreme heat along my shoulders, up my neck. Pretty sure it has to do with, you know, pineal gland or something. Just heat, heat, and it was hot. So not sure what that meant, but a lot of times things that happen, I was just fine with just allowing it to do whatever it needs to do. I welcomed it strongly. I said the sacred geometry continued throughout the night. I'm searching my vision. So that being, that higher self, that soul, I kept seeing it like it came and it sat right in front of me. And I realized I would not be merging back with my soul that night. It told me before it could merge back with me properly that I had some things that I had to deal with that I knew were around jealousy and judgment. I had a lot of jealousy and judgment that has been coming up a lot for me. So it's like I just can't. Another deal. So another thing that came up was, so if you know, I'm a writer. I wrote my first book. It was called We. Then I later rewrote it at about 30,000 words and called it A Mirror in the Soul Stack. And what came up for me here was to rewrite the book again. That night it told me rewrite the book again, because the book has been coming up. Add some things to it, especially based on my ayahuasca experience. This book is still going to be something that the world will see. The world will see. So I have to believe in myself. I have to trust my gifts, and yeah. So rewrite that book, and also that book. And every single book that I plan on writing is going to be in a different world. I created this galaxy called Sipos Galaxy. And I remember sitting there and I got to be in Sipos Galaxy. And Mother Ayahuasca was asking me, I was like, do you want to stay here? And I'm like, in Sipos Galaxy? And I was like, yeah, this is yours. This is your creation. You can stay. And I was like, oof, I really would like to stay. But then I thought about my kids and I was like, but I told them I would come back and tell them about my Rythmia experience. And so they was like, okay. So I decided to not stay. But I think that might have been right before the second cup, because if I had taken the second cup, I think my being would have not wanted to come back. So universe ending. Thank y'all. Hey, this again is just seeing behind the veil of things. Ayahuasca is going to bring up different things for different people based on what it is that they need to work on. I think for me, I've been hiding from my spiritual gifts, and I know how people feel about witches and the whole terminology around that stuff. That's on them. That's on them. That has nothing to do with me. So, whole nother thing. Yeah, seeing a lot of pyramids, lights, observers. Oh yeah, I saw through my hand. Cause y'all know we're not solid. Ain't none of this stuff solid, right? Not solid, not solid. But yeah, I saw through my hand a lot throughout the night. And I was there like towards the end. So here we go. I'm going through all this. I did stay a little bit after, and I know I said that if I saw the guy again, which he was there that night, like I would speak to him. I was like, okay, whatever, I will. After a while, I sat there, saw him, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. So I saw him leave and exit out like the front of the Maloka. I'm like, I'm not talking to him, whatever. I know I said I learned my lesson, but I'm still working on myself. So nerves got the best of me. So I get my stuff, and then he walked out one door and I walked out another one. But then I started making my way around to the back to where my shoes were. As soon as I hit the corner, who's standing there talking to someone else? He is. It's funny because, like I said, he was on a totally different side when I left. It is crazy how the universe puts things in front of you, and it is our choice. It is a choice if we decide to go down the path that we want to go on. No one is going to make the choices for us. No one is going to do anything. Guess what? I still didn't say anything. I didn't. So I'm going back to bed. I'm going back to bed. But that night, I'm going to just read through these one more time. It's so interesting, the things that I saw, the things now that I still think about. I feel actually a little bit lighter about it because I think I got it out, and I know I'm going to share this, and it's a long video. I knew it would be long. Also, here, rambling is communicating. Don't apologize for it, because I do it often. No more regret about anything that has happened. We live and we learn. Regrets, what is that doing? Forgiving myself. And I forgave myself for anything that I've ever done in the past, because the things that were coming up was I was so mad that I allowed people to treat me a certain way. I was so mad that I didn't stand up for myself. I was so mad that I didn't believe in myself. But I forgave myself for that. Now, I'm still working on things, and that's integration. And a lot of people, including myself, have this vision of what spiritual people are supposed to look like. They're supposed to have it all together. Nothing goes wrong for them, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you perfect. That is a egotistical thing, to think that people are this perfect thing and they get everything right. We're still human. We're human. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, period. We're still supposed to take care of this flesh, though. We take care of it. And my temple is beautifully adorned with beautiful things, okay? So, forgetting self, giving yourself grace. Vivian, give yourself grace. Vivian, give us grace. I give myself grace. And I'm going to continue to love on myself. Anyone that doesn't understand or doesn't want to be around me now, that I am not the person that I was before Rythmia. I'm not the person I was a year ago. I'm not the person I was 5 years ago. I'm not the person I was 10 years ago. I'm not the person I was last week, because I'm continuing to learn, and turning knowledge into wisdom is continuing to put things into practice. And it doesn't mean that we're going to get it right every day, but it is the effort and the intention behind it. And that is what I'm doing. Rythmia has taught me so many things. Still going through it. I was like, absolutely not. I'm going to get the most out of this. I'm going to get the most out of this. And I remember Mother Ayahuasca saying this, like, okay, 1 cup. We're gonna, I can't remember if they said that night or they say the third night, the Divine Feminine night. And, but either way, 1 cup, was it kind of tells about that night too. And it's like, we're gonna make it worth your while. And they did. Book deal happening, so I'm gonna have a book deal for sure. Like, that is absolutely gonna happen. I just gotta finish editing my book and adding in some parts. I finally started last week, and I'm thinking about putting my poem book Love a Girl and my short story book Chronicles of Sexual Love Languages, the Chronicles of Sexual Love Languages, on Etsy. I never sold on them before, but that seems like a easy way to do it without having to redo my website and pay monthly if I'm not actually, like having any sales. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'll if I do, I'll put the link there. Thank you again. This has been a long video, and I knew that it would be. I am, like I said, I thought I knew what unconditional love was. I thought I knew what true gratitude was, but not until that night did I really feel what our Creator has given us, the gift of, we all have a choice of who we want to follow, why we follow it, and the way we be of service for other people is by, if they're there and they want to have someone to listen to, or they want to know about our experience, we are open to it. Like me sharing this, also living our life in whatever way that we see fit that will be beneficial, doing things I think that are in turn going to help the next. Every time we raise our vibration, every time we work on ourselves, we introspect, we don't push things down, the people that are directly around me are going to feel the difference. And if that makes them want to do something, then people around them, it expands out. It's that ripple. It's that ripple. Man, I am so thankful for every single person that is a part of Rythmia, whether I met them or not. We're all part of each other's journey. Thankful for what Jerry had experienced in order to open this place. Thankful for the people who are interested in knowing. Thankful for the people that have supported me. Thankful for the ones who have watched, who might have shared, for my books, for doing that. And whether they like to read, they bought anyway, whether they use body butters, they bought it anyway. If they, I'm just immensely grateful for my life, and I can just think back on the times where I did want to die because I just couldn't understand, and now wanting to live and wanting other people to feel that way, all I can do is share my story. And if it touches them in a way to where they want to possibly experience it too, I'm here to assist them with getting that information, or advising people to go to Rythmia's website. I follow them on Instagram. And talking to a friend, it's funny how the world is and how things that are legal don't help. Like alcohol, legal, but it does not help the mind expand, get closer to our Creator, understand our gifts. But things like DMT, mushrooms, even LSD and things like that are illegal, and they are known to, yes, they can call hallucinogens, because they make you see things. They may make you, or can make you see outside of this fog, this dream. And if everybody woke up for real, then how can they be controlled? It does take you outside of our egoic mind. I also got to realize that savior complex I have is not actually helpful. So all I can do is give people the information, whatever they want to do with it, that's on them. But I'm going to cut this off because it's been long enough. I thank you. And if you do subscribe, great. If you don't, also great. If you do leave a comment, excellent. If you don't, also excellent. You share, outstanding. If you don't, also outstanding. And truly, when I say I love you all, I love you all. And Vivian, I love you the mostest. Deuces.